Hello, thank you for joining me. We're going to do some movement today. And today the main focus is going to be connecting our movements with our breath. The breath is critical when we are moving. Every cell in our body requires the oxygen to move in its best possible manner. And when we are breathing fully, taking in breaths, long breaths all the way to the bottom of our lungs, that helps our muscles, our bones, our joints, every part of our body to work just a little bit better. So we're going to focus on connecting our breath and our movement, sometimes in a flow, sometimes as we're holding a particular posture to build strength and flexibility. And pay attention to what is happening with your breath as we move through. If you notice that your breath is getting a little bit choppy or shallow, breathing up higher in the chest rather than lower into the belly, that's a signal that your body's giving you that it needs to back off just a little bit. And so if you instead move into a position that your body is more comfortable with, more secure with, then the breath can be a little bit deeper. So to begin with, we're going to focus on breath just for a few minutes. Come into a comfortable seated position. For me, that typically is like a crisscross applesauce or an easy seated pose. It might be something where instead your legs are straight out in front of you. You can have the bottoms of your feet together in more of a butterfly position, or you can even sit on your heels if having your legs folded underneath you is more comfortable. Once you find your position, you're going to lengthen your spine. And what that means is you're going to feel really firm and secure on the ground where you're sitting. And then all of the vertebrae are going to stack up so that the top of your head, right here at the crown, can reach up to the ceiling. And if you notice that when you're in your seated position, that you are feeling a little bit more of a curved position in your spine and it's difficult for you to really lift that chest forward and get the crown of the head up, then see if you can find a large book or something that's kind of block shaped to place underneath you and sit on that, and that'll help to get a little bit more space in the hips and lower back. From here, you can either keep your palms down on your legs, keeping that chest lifted, or if you prefer, you can bring one hand to your chest, one hand to your belly, and then that will help you to actually feel the breath and feel even the heart as you're breathing. Take a nice long full inhale to prepare, and then exhale and release it. And I'm going to invite you to close your eyes. That will help you to focus more deeply on your breath. If that's uncomfortable for you, just find a point to look at that's about a foot in front of you on the floor, and just gaze at that as you eliminate the visual distractions. Keeping the shoulders out of the ears. Take another long, full cleansing breath. And then keep that moving. Full breath, softening the belly, bringing the air all the way to the bottom of the lungs. Followed by a complete exhale, releasing all of the used air so that there's space again in the lungs to bring in a whole new breath of fresh air. And as you breathe, notice under your hands. Can you feel your softened belly expand fully as you inhale? And then feel that hand move in as your belly deflates on the exhale. Inhaling again, maybe this time you're feeling that air move the lungs out to the side, so you create a little bit more space along the side ribs. And then those ribs knit back together on the exhale. Feeling the back body even expand on the inhale, really thinking about filling up the lungs as fully as you can on the inhale. Softening the back body, softening the side ribs, softening the belly. And then as you exhale, it all deflates and comes back together. Do that for about 3 more rounds. tongue relaxed, the jaw relaxed. Nicely done. Letting those hands slide down. We're going to take an inhale. And then exhale, just gently lower the chin towards the chest and blink the eyes open. Raising the crown of the head back up, we're going to inhale to reach the arms up to the ceiling. And then we're going to exhale that right hand down to the right side, either on the leg, by the hip, or all the way towards the back. And then lift the left arm up to the ceiling. As you exhale now, you're going to just do a gentle side bend, opening all of the spaces between the ribs along the left side. Inhale to reach that arm back up and bring the right arm to meet it. Exhale the left hand down, reach the right arm up, and then exhale, moving that right arm over to the left side. And again, take a full inhale here. And then exhale, release both hands down to the side. Inhale, bring the arms up together. Exhale, reach that left hand over to the right knee. The right hand is going to come either to the outside of the hip or maybe behind you. And you're going to look over your right shoulder. On your next natural inhale, bring the arms up and turn to the center. And then exhale, let's take that twist over to the left. And again, your gaze can come over that left shoulder. Take another breath here. And then as you exhale, we're going to bring those arms up on an inhale. And then exhale, you're going to reach those fingertips down in front of you. You're going to keep your spine lengthened with the crown of the head kind of reaching towards where the wall meets the ceiling in front of you. And then just start to inch your fingers forward until you feel a comfortable stretch or a position where your low back and your hips are feeling like they're getting opened up a little bit without any pain. Once you reach that spot where you're feeling a good stretch but no pain, then you're going to take an inhale. Exhale, you're just going to let that spine curve, let the head drop down and come into a version of a seated forward fold. Take an inhale, lift the chin, and then start to walk the hands back towards the body. Exhale here. Inhale to reach the arms up. And then you're going to exhale, bring those hands back behind you, fingertips pointing towards your legs, and then pull the elbows together behind you. Lift the sternum, the chest bone right here, towards the ceiling. Pull the shoulder blades down towards your waist. Take an inhale to prepare. And then on an exhale, you're just going to lift your hips ever so slightly. So you're doing just a baby back bend. Maybe your gaze comes to where the wall meets the ceiling. And then exhale, release the hips down. While you're here with the hands supporting you, you're going to lift the knees, and if your legs are crossed, you're going to uncross them and put the other leg in front as you recross them. From here, we're going to repeat that whole series again one more time, this time a little bit faster, and we're going to start on the left side instead of the right. Inhale to reach up. Exhale, you're going to bring the left hand down, right hand reaches up, and then side bend over to the left. Take a breath here. And then inhale to reach up, both arms come up. Exhale, that right hand down, left hand reaches, and then side bend over to the left, opening up the spaces. Inhale, reach both arms up this time, and then you're going to exhale, twist to the left. Gazing over that left shoulder, and then inhale, reach both arms up. Exhale, take it to the right. Looking over that shoulder. Inhale back to center. And then exhale, you're going to take that hinge. You're going to move the hands to the floor. And it might feel different on this side with the other leg in front. So you may not go to the same position. Maybe you'll go further. Maybe you won't go quite so far. Once you find your limit, inhale here. And then exhale to round the spine. Inhale to lift the gaze. Reach the arms up. Exhale, bring those hands back behind you, fingertips pointing towards your legs. Lift the sternum towards the ceiling, and then lift your hips. Maybe it's an inch or two, maybe it's a little higher. Gaze comes maybe this time to above you on the ceiling. Exhale to release the hips down. Inhale to come back to seated. And then on your next inhale, you're going to pivot around so that you can bring your knees under your hips and your hands under your shoulders. So you are in what is called tabletop, and you're going to feel the ground. Notice the foundation that your hands have, that your knees, shins, and the tops of your feet have on the floor. And take a breath here as you try to lengthen the crown of the head to the wall in front of you. Pull the shoulder blades away from the ears. Nice. From here, you're going to inhale, reach your right arm up in front of you and pivot so the thumb is up towards the ceiling. And then you're going to extend that left leg back behind you. Maybe the left leg stays with the toes, just kickstand down on the floor, or you're going to inhale to reach that left leg up to about hip height. Take a breath here. Your gaze is going to stay right underneath you on the floor. So you're not wanting your head to hang down, looking back at your knee. You're going to want to keep that head in line with your spine. Continue to breathe. And if you'd like to, we're going to add a flow with this. You're going to inhale to prepare. And you're going to exhale. You're going to bring the elbow and knee together underneath you. Maybe they touch, maybe they pass, maybe they don't. Doesn't matter. Inhale and extend. Exhale and crunch it together. Inhale and extend. And then one more time. Exhale, crunch it together. Inhale and extend. Reach long with the fingers. Press that heel to the wall behind you. And then exhale, lower them both down to the floor. Feel the ground. Notice your foundation. Repeat, same thing, other side. Inhale to extend. This time the left arm reaches up. Thumb is coming towards the ceiling. And then your right leg extends back. You can keep the toes down if you choose, or you can extend that leg, keeping the heel about the same height as the hip if possible. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, crunch it together. Inhale and extend. Exhale, crunch it together. Do one more. Exhale together. Inhale, extend. Hold here for one breath. And then gently and slowly exhale to release down to the floor. Making a big, wide starfish with your hands. Big open fingers. You're going to press both hands into the floor. Tucking your toes into the floor behind you. Take an inhale to prepare. And then exhale, you're going to float the knees up so you can lift your seat towards the ceiling. You're going to come into an upside down letter V. Trying to keep your ears between your upper arms. And then just start to soften your knees, alternating the heels up and down. Just to create a little bit of extra space in the hips, low back, and hamstring. Slowing that movement, and then notice how it feels to try and reach your heels to the floor. Again, they might touch, they might not touch. That's okay. You're just reaching that direction. Take one more breath here. And then inhale to lift your gaze towards your hands. And you're going to start to step your feet forward, bringing your toes behind the palms of your hands. From here, keeping a nice bend in both knees, you're going to exhale, let that head hang heavy in forward fold. Inhale, bring the hands to the shins. Let that spine lengthen in half forward fold. Your torso is about hip height. And then exhale forward fold. Nice deep bend in the knees, letting the arms dangle. You're going to start to roll up one vertebrae at a time, keeping the arms loose, letting the head hang until you get up towards the top, and then you're going to just stack the shoulders over the hips and let the crown of the head reach to the ceiling. Notice your foundation. Feel your feet and maybe even just move back and forth, noticing from the big toe to the baby toe, noticing the foundation on the heel, and then slow that down. Notice stacking your hips directly over your ankles, and then feel your shoulders stacked directly over your hips. Let the crown of the head lift. Arms are down, palms facing front. Take a breath here, maybe with the eyes closed. And exhale fully. Nice. Blink the eyes open. Using the arms, you're going to inhale to reach up to the ceiling. And then exhale, you're going to hinge forward from the hips again, soft knees, letting that head come forward back into your forward fold. Inhale to press the hands into the shins, lift the gaze, and then exhale, forward fold again. From here, you're going to step those feet all the way to the back behind you. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see what it looks like. You're going to walk the feet back behind you, keeping your hands on the ground. You're going to lower those knees to the floor. Your hands are directly under your shoulders. Your shoulders to your knee is one straight line. Holding your belly button towards the back of your spine, you're going to take an inhale here. And then exhale, you're going to squeeze the elbows into the rib cage as you lower the chest down towards the mat, towards the floor. And then you're going to inhale and just lift just ever so slightly into a baby back bend with the gaze right in front of you. Exhale here. You're going to press those toes into the floor. Inhale to prepare as you press the floor away to your knees. And then exhale, coming back into that downward facing dog. Again, this time, maybe you can reach a little bit further, maybe not, doesn't matter. Take one more breath here. And then inhale to look to your hands again. This time, you're going to walk your hands right back to your feet, as if your hands are your feet instead. Letting your torso hang over your legs, keeping the knees soft, forward fold. Inhale to lift up into your half forward fold. Exhale, release into fold. And then inhale, reach the arms up, lift the torso up as you come back up to your standing position. And then exhale, lower the hands down towards your hips. Putting your thumb where your bottom rib is. Just feel around until you can feel that last bony protrusion on your rib cage. And then your fingertips, you're going to find the top of your hip points. Feel those two bones. And then act as if you're going to try and pull those two bones together to touch. Now, when you do that, you feel an automatic engaging right across where you would either put a belt, or maybe if you have jeans on that are a little snug. Keep that whole muscle engagement. So you're probably feeling some tightening in the quadriceps and the glute muscles in the back. Pull it together. That's your core that's working to support your spine. We're going to work on that as we do planks and in our standing positions. Take an inhale to reach up. Exhale, hinge forward, come into your forward fold. Inhale, hands to the shins, half fold. Exhale, forward fold. Now from here, you're going to bring your hands forward. Your feet are going to stay where they are, and you're going to step all the way forward with your hands until your body is in a straight line with your toes pressing into the floor, your heels reaching for the wall behind you, your palms secure, And then think about that engagement again, bringing that bottom rib to try and touch the top of your hips. If it's better for your low back or you feel more secure, you are always welcome to lower into modified plank. Otherwise, we're going to take an inhale to prepare. Exhale, you're going to squeeze the elbows again into the rib cage, lower all the way down to the floor. And then inhale again right into your little baby back bend. Not much weight into the hands. Elbows back like chicken wings. Pressing the toes into the mat, take an inhale to prepare and lift up to your knees. And then exhale into your downward facing dog. Take 2 full breaths to prepare. Nice. And then from here, you're going to walk those hands back to the feet again. All right. Inhale to half lift. Exhale and hang down. Inhale, reach the arms up, lift the torso, take a breath, and then exhale, release the hands down. From here, I'm going to stay facing to the side so that you can see the positions more fully from the side. If you choose, you can face me straight on, whichever makes more sense for your position. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, bring the hands to the hips. Keeping your left foot secure, you're going to inhale and just touch your toes of your right foot down. From here, if you choose and you have the balance, you're going to lift that right knee up to about hip height. Hold here and breathe. Now, we're going to take a big step forward with that right foot, landing it on the floor in front of you so that you have anywhere from 3 to 5 feet between your legs, depending on how tall you are. Your right toes are pointing straight ahead. Your ball mound of your left foot is into the floor with the heel up, and you're going to press all your energy out that back heel. From here, your front leg, you can keep it bent as deeply as you need to. So it's possible for you to come to a parallel position for the knee and hip, keeping that back leg strong, or you can loosen up a little bit and not have it bent quite so deeply. Finding your position for your legs, you're going to inhale, reach those arms up to the ceiling. Your gaze is either going to be at where the wall meets the ceiling in front of you, or bring your gaze up to your fingers. Take 2 more breaths here. Nice. Exhale your hands down to your hips. Lengthen out your front leg. You're going to turn your back foot, so that the back toes are coming out at an angle from your midline of your body. So maybe the back toes are about 30 degrees out to the side. Your back heel is down on the ground. Take an inhale to prepare, and then exhale, you're going to lower back into that front lunge. Your left hand is going to come down to your left thigh. Your right hand is going to reach up to the ceiling, and you're coming into a pose called reverse warrior. Thinking about releasing the shoulders away from the ears. Take 1 more breath here. Nice. And then release the hand, extend that front leg. I usually step my back foot in about 2 to 4 inches for this next position. Again, you can feel how it works in your body. You're going to keep that front leg extended. Bring your hands back as if you're going to put them in your back pants pockets, pulling those elbows together. You can keep your hands here, or if it's available to you, maybe you're going to interlace those fingers, pull those hands down towards your back thigh as you lift your chest up to where the wall meets the ceiling. Take an inhale here. Exhale, you're going to hinge forward from your hips again. This time you're going to pause when the torso gets to be about hip height. And your hands can stay right down on your back, or you can lift them up and extend your shoulders, opening up your chest. Take an exhale, gently, slowly, release the grip with the hands. You can bring your hands to the front thigh, to the shin, or possibly down to the floor. Inhale here, and then exhale, just gently and slowly let that head hang down, and you're coming into pyramid pose. Take another full inhale. Nice. Inhale to lift up your gaze. You're going to soften into that front knee. Bring your hands up to the front thigh, lift the torso up, and come to the ball of the back foot. Now you're going to start to find a foundation on your left foot. You're going to lift up off of your back foot any amount and let your torso come forward. On an inhale, just float that back foot. Maybe the toes stay kicked, stand down. Maybe the toes come all the way up and you are coming into a pose called Warrior 3. Hands reaching back behind you, gaze directly on the floor underneath you. Breathe for one more full breath. And then exhale, step both feet together. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, come down. I'm turning to face you. For our next round, you can stay to the side if you choose. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, bring the hands back together. This time you're reaching them back together behind you again, just like we did in the pyramid pose. Stacking your joints, hips over the ankles, shoulders over the hips. Take an inhale to prepare, lift the sternum. Exhale, hinge forward. Let those hands reach up off the back if that's available to you. Keeping the knees soft, don't lock the knees. And then exhale, release the grip with the hands, bring them to your shins, come into half forward fold. And then exhale, release. Soften the knees. Inhale, reach the arms up to the ceiling. I'm going to turn to the other side so it's easier for you to see me. You can stay facing front if you choose. Exhale, hinge forward into forward fold. You can keep your feet where they are. You're going to start to walk your hands forward, coming back into that plank pose. Again, modified plank is always an option for you, keeping those hips so that they are in a straight line between shoulders and heels, pressing your energy out through the heels, keeping that lowest rib trying to touch the top hip point. Take one more breath here. And then exhale, squeeze the elbows into the rib cage, lower down to the floor. Inhale, come into a baby back bend. And then tuck the toes into the mat on an inhale. Exhale, press the floor away. Lift the hips, downward facing dog. Take one more breath here. Inhale, lift the gaze to the hands. And then you're going to start to walk those hands and feet together until they meet in the center in forward fold. Let the head hang heavy. Inhale, half lift. Exhale and fold. And then soften the knees. Inhale, reach the arms, lift the torso. Lower the arms on the exhale to your hips. This time, you're going to keep your weight into your right foot. And then you're just going to kickstand the left toes. From here, you can stay right where you are or work on balance to lift that knee up to about hip height, keeping the joints stacked. Take a breath to prepare, and then exhale, you're going to step that foot forward into your high lunge again. Just like before, you're pressing all of the energy out that back heel, and you choose how deep you go into your front knee for your lunge. Hold here, inhale. If you choose, reach the arms up to the ceiling, and then a gaze, point either at where the wall meets the ceiling or gaze up to your fingers. Keeping that back leg strong for 2 full breaths. Nice. And then exhale to release the hands to the hips. From here, you're going to pivot, turning the back toes out at that 30-degree angle, just like we talked about on the last time. So for you to see my feet, what you're doing is you're turning out front so that the knee and the hip and the ankle are all kind of turning at about a 30-degree angle away from you. And then that front leg stays straight. Bringing your left hand back to your left thigh, reaching that right arm up to the ceiling, bend into that front knee. Exhale here, and then take 2 more full breaths. Nice. From here, you're going to extend that front leg as you lower the front arm, taking that step in to shorten the distance between your 2 feet if that's helpful for you. Bringing both hands back behind you again, putting your back hands into your back pants pockets, opening up the front of the body. If you choose, you can interlace the hands, but this time see if you can put the other pinky finger in front. It's going to feel a little awkward, and that's good for us. Inhale to lift the chest towards the ceiling, and then exhale, hinge forward, and you're going to pause when the torso gets to be about hip height. Hands can stay down on your back, or hands can lift up. Exhale to release the fingers, bringing the hands either to the thigh, to the shin, or maybe to the floor. Keeping that spine lengthened on an inhale. Exhale, release the head towards the knee. Doesn't mean it's going to touch. You're just going to breathe here for about 2 breaths. Soften that front knee. Inhale, bring your hands up to the thigh to lift the torso. You're going to keep your weight into that front foot. Come to the ball of the back foot. From here, you're going to take an inhale to prepare, and on your exhale, you're going to bring your weight forward, and maybe the toes of the back foot stay down like a kickstand, or you can float that back foot up, lifting up into that warrior 3 balancing pose, keeping that supporting knee soft, trying to keep both hips parallel. Gaze is right underneath you on the floor. Take 1 more breath here, and then exhale, step the feet together. Inhale, lifting the arms to face front. Exhale, bring the hands down to the side, stack the joints, lifting the crown of the head to the ceiling. And then, if it's available, close your eyes. Breathe here. Notice your body. Again, thinking about engaging across that core area that we've talked about, keeping this mountain pose firm and secure. Take an inhale, softening the belly, releasing the shoulders, and then exhale to blink the eyes open. Nice. Bring the hands to the hips. You can either take a step out to each side or soften into the knees. Inhale, small hop out to the sides. Your toes are pointing about straight ahead or maybe just out at a slight angle. We're going to go into another one of those flows. This time, we're going to connect breath to movement, and your breath might be faster or slower than mine, so I'll continue to cue through, but if you want to move at a different rate than me, that's totally fine. What we're going to start with is noticing what happens when you bend into your right knee. So the right toes are pointing maybe out at a little bit of an angle, so as you bend into your right knee, the knee stays behind the toes, and then inhale, reach up. Same thing over to the left. Bend into the left knee. Just notice where you feel it. Maybe it's inner thigh, maybe it's right here on top on the quadricep, maybe it's towards the back with the hip flexors, hip extenders, and then back up to the front. Keeping the hands on the hips, Inhale to lift the sternum. Exhale, hinge forward, lowering down, keeping those knees soft as we did in the other forward folds. And you can keep your hands on the thigh, shin, or you can bring the hands to the floor in front of you if that's appropriate. Breathe here. Inhale to half lift, soften into the knees, bring the hands to the hips, and then lift the torso up. We're going to add in a couple arm movements and do all of that movement together. What we're going to do is to start, bring those hands back behind you and interlace them again like we've already done. You're going to inhale to prepare. And then exhale over to the right, bend into that right knee as you lift the hands up or bring the right shoulder inside the right knee. Inhale back up to center. Bring those arms up to the ceiling. And then inhale, reach down, grab some sunshine, and then lift it up to the ceiling. Exhale the hands back. Interlace the fingers over to the left, same thing. We're going to come down inside that left knee and then inhale back up into a sunflower breath. So inhale, reach up. Exhale, grab some sunshine. Inhale, reach up. Nice, hands come back behind you. We're going to bring that into a flow. You go at your pace. Over to the right lunge. Inhale back up. Exhale down into reach your sunflowers. And then hands back behind you. Over to the left. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale, reach your sunflowers. Inhale up. Hands behind you. Exhale to the right. And up. Exhale into your sunflowers. Inhale up. Hands behind. Over to the left. Last time through. Bring it up. Grab your sunflowers. Reach it up. Hands back. Over to the right. Inhale up. Gather up those sunflowers. And then over to the left. And then back up. Last time. And nice. Hands to the hips. Keep that chest lifted. Soften into your knees. You can either step together or inhale here and hop together. Nicely done. Inhale to reach the arms up. Exhale, hinge forward from the hips, coming into your forward fold. Inhale to half lift. Exhale, bring those hands to the floor as you deepen the bend in the knees. Step the feet back or the hands forward, whatever your space allows for. Keeping your body in that straight plank line or lowering the knees for modified plank. Take a breath here. Exhale, lower down into chaturanga. Inhale into your back bend. Tuck the toes into the floor. Press the floor away on an inhale. Exhale, coming into downward dog. Taking one more breath here. Now lift your gaze to your hands. Exhale, lower your knees to the floor. If you need extra cushion, we're going to be on our knees for a few poses here. You can either put a light rug or thin blanket under your legs, anything that is going to still allow you to feel the foundation of the ground and yet give you a little bit of cushion. Walk your hands back so that you can come to a stand on your knees. We're going to start with an inhale to reach the arms up to the ceiling. Exhale, you're going to lower your left hand down to the floor. Extend your right leg long. Your fingertips can be tented on the floor, or maybe it's the full palm down. And then reach that right arm up to the ceiling. You can stay right here, or if your shoulder's happy with it, you can extend that right arm over the right ear. And then think about breathing in to the spaces from your arm all the way down to your ankle. So opening up the space under your arm, opening up the spaces between the side ribs, feeling the opening along that hip. One more breath here. And then bring that right hand back to the hip. You're going to inhale to press the floor away with the left hand and lift your torso up. So you are in a straight line from your left knee up to your head. Inhale to reach both arms out to the side. Exhale, lower the right hand down towards that right leg. Lift the left arm up to the ceiling. And then we're going to go back into that side bend like we did at the beginning. Breathing this time from the underarm all the way to the left hip. Nice. Inhale to reach back up, and then exhale the hands to the hips, bringing that right leg in to the side. Same thing, other side. You're going to inhale, reach the arms up to the ceiling, bringing this time your right hand down to the floor. You're going to extend that left leg long. Left arm reaches up to the ceiling. You can keep your fingertips tented or lower that palm to the ground. Bringing your gaze to the left hand. You can either keep it up to the ceiling or you can reach it long, bringing the upper arm over the ear. And from here, think again about opening up with your breath all of those spaces along the left side body. Inhale to reach that left arm back up to the ceiling. Bring the hand to the hip on the exhale. Inhale to press the floor away with that right hand. Come up to a stand on your right knee. Keeping that left leg extended, inhale to reach the arms up. Lowering that left hand to the left leg, inhale to reach the right arm up. And this time, if you choose, you're going to side bend over to the left and feel the opening from the underarm to the hip on the right side. Nice. Inhale, bring it back to center, hands to the tips on the exhale, and both knees come to the side. Bringing the hands to the floor in front of you, swing both legs over to the side so you can come to a comfortable seated position on the floor. You're going to bring, with your seated position, you're going to keep your right leg crossed behind the left. You're going to bring that left knee up towards the chest. So you have your left heel in front of the right ankle. And then pull that leg towards you as much as you comfortably can. Now, if when you're doing this, you're feeling too much of a pinch on that right knee, quick solution, you're just going to switch the feet position then, and you're going to bring that right ankle in front of the left foot. Either one will work. Pulling that left knee into the chest, feel the belly move against the thigh as you breathe. Really, really healthy for our digestive organs. From here, you can keep your grip on the knee like this, or if you feel like you have extra space, you're going to take that right arm, either forearm or elbow, and hook it around the shin of the left leg and bring that left hand either to the left hip or back behind you, coming into a seated twist. Keep breathing here, feeling the belly move against that left thigh. Nice. Inhale back to center. You're going to keep this right foot tucked in. You're going to let the left leg extend long. So left leg is long, kind of out to the side. You're going to inhale to reach the arms up. Exhale to pivot your torso towards that leg, and then just let the hands fall where they may. You're keeping the crown of the head reaching towards where the wall meets the ceiling, and you're keeping the spine extended. Take one more inhale here. And then exhale, let that spine round over the front leg. Breathing here. Inhale to lift the gaze, reach the chin up, and then gently walk the hands back towards the hips. We're going to reverse all that on the other side. So you're going to bring that right knee up. This time the left foot is either going to come in front of the right or the left ankle comes behind the right heel as you scooch forward to really pull that knee into the chest and belly. Take a moment here to pause for about 2 breaths. Good. And then you can keep the hands there, or if you choose on this side, you can bring the forearm or the elbow to hook around that shin, bringing the right hand either to the hip or back behind you, gazing over that right shoulder and breathing into the thigh. Nice. Coming back to center on an inhale. You're going to keep that left foot tucked in as you extend the right leg long. Right foot is flexed. Inhale to reach the arms up. Exhale to pivot your torso towards that right leg and then hinge forward on the exhale as you reach that spine long to begin with, and then exhale here to round the spine down. Noticing the sensations in the hips, in the hamstrings, in the low back. If any of the sensations are painful, sharp shooting pains, you back off. Inhale to lift the gaze up and then start to walk the hands again back towards your hips. I'm going to pivot to the side again so you can see better. We're going to bring both knees into up towards the chest with the feet flat on the floor. You're going to reach in front of the shins in a nice firm position on the shins. Now look at what's happening with your back. If you notice you're doing a lot of this kind of thing, you want to try and pull that chest bone up towards the knees. And you can stay right there. Or if you need to, maybe you walk the feet forward a little bit to just get a little bit more space in the spine. So you play around with that, see what works best in your body. We're going to tip the torso away from the thighs. You have your hands holding you steady, and then just start to tip your toes up to the ceiling. So you can stay right here if you choose. This is a variation of a pose called boat. Or you can start to float your heels, keeping that chest bone lifted towards the knees, keeping the chin parallel to the floor, keeping the shoulder blades out of the ears. Take another breath here, and then exhale, lower down. We're going to do another version of that. This time you can stay with what we just did if you choose to, or you can bring the hands back behind the thighs. Similar, but just a little different. We're going to start to tilt our torso away from the thighs. Lift the toes up. Stay here if you choose, or float the heels. You can stay there if you choose, or keeping your balance right there on your seat, you're going to bring those heels up to about knee height. Now, if you're rocking all this and you want to go a step further, you're going to release the hands and bring those hands alongside the calves. Take 2 more full breaths here. Exhale, reach the hands back behind the thighs. Bring those feet to the floor. Walk the feet in as closely as is comfortable for you. Crisscrossing the arms in front of the shins. Take an inhale to lift the chest, and then exhale, bring the head towards the knees. Let that spine round back, and breathe for 1 more breath. Inhale to reach up. Bring those hands back by the hips. You're going to find enough space where you are so that you can lay all the way back down onto the floor. Nice. From here, you're going to bring those feet as comfortably close to the seat as your knees and hips are happy with. Maybe you can touch the heels even. You're going to take an inhale to prepare. And then exhale, you're going to press that low back down into the floor. And then inhale, you're going to float the hips up. Now, maybe you're only lifting the hips an inch or two, that's fine. The work is coming from your feet pressing into the floor to lift your hips up. If you choose, and it's comfortable in your joints, you can lift the hips up so that you are in a straight line from your knee, past your hip, up to your shoulder. Hold here in bridge pose for 2 more breaths, using your foundation of your feet to press the hips up. Nice. On your next natural exhale, you're going to start to lower down 1 vertebrae at a time. Gently releasing that spine down, and then the hips land last. Take a breath here. And release. And then we're going to do that 1 more time, adding an arm variation. So you're going to inhale to prepare. Exhale, press that low back down into the floor. Inhale, press into the feet to lift the hips up any amount. Now, if you notice that you have enough space under your hips that you can bring your hands, maybe you bring your hands together underneath your seat. If you feel like you have enough space and you have some opening in your shoulders, you can interlace those fingers underneath your seat. Maybe you lift your seat up just a little bit higher as you press into your feet, and then you hold here for 2 more breaths. Notice the firing up in your glute muscles, in your quadricep muscles. Breathe through it. As long as there's no pain, you breathe through it. Last exhale to release the hands. Inhale here, and then exhale to lower the spine gently, respectfully, 1 vertebrae at a time. And again, the tailbone lands last. Nice. Inhale to bring your arms up so that they're out from the shoulders. And then exhale, you're going to lower both knees over to the right. Coming into 1 last twist. This is called a supine twist. You can keep your gaze up at the ceiling, or you can turn your head all the way over to the other side. Start to let the joints, the muscles, the body loosen and relax into this position. One more full breath here. And then inhale, you're going to bring those knees up to the center as you bring your head towards the center. And then exhale, you're going to reverse all that over to the other side. As you relax into this, you're welcome to close your eyes if that's comfortable for you. And already start your final relaxation positions. And then 1 more inhale to lift the head, lift the knees. Gently, 1 leg at a time on your exhale, you're going to extend those legs long. And you're going to bring those arms down towards your side body. Start to take up space on the floor. So maybe those legs are allowed to fall open, the toes relaxing to the sides, the ankle bones relaxing, the knees relaxing. Feeling the hips melt into the ground. Feeling that chest open up from all those shoulder openers that we did, and the shoulders melting into the ground. Relaxing the knee, last tension out of the jaw and out of the tongue. Letting that tongue relax. Notice if you're feeling any tension in the face. On your long, relaxing breaths, Breathe the tension out of the muscles. Breathe here at your pace for 3 to 5 more full, long breaths. Belly rising up in space on the inhales, and the belly and chest deflating on the exhales. Keeping the eyes closed if they are, you're going to take a full inhale as you start to wiggle fingers and toes, bringing some small movements back into the body. Maybe rotating the wrists and ankles. Deep, full exhalation. This time on your inhale, maybe you want to reach those arms up above this head, pointing the toes, extending the fingertips long, full body stretch. And then as you exhale, bring one leg behind you so that you can start to roll over onto your side body. Pause here for a moment. On your next natural inhale, pressing the floor away to come up into a seated position. Legs are crossed again, or butterfly feet, or legs long extended in front of you. Palms are down on the knees. Take a full inhale. And then exhale, blink the eyes open if they're not. And nicely done. Thank you for joining me. You did a great amount of work today. I appreciate your time. Have a wonderful day.